All right, everybody, welcome. I do these videos every week and I have like the same exact, hello everybody, welcome. But I like to welcome you, and I like that you are taking the time to learn more about your craft. Leaders are learners. So we have Mark on the call, we have Shane and Susan and Jesse, and then we have a guest from Canada who met me last week at AMI, is that correct?
I didn't see you personally. I'm enrolled with AMI though, but I didn't attend this event. Last of one.
It's another company, so it's super cool.
But I'm very much in the program though.
Oh, wonderful. So here's our focus tonight. Because it's January, we're heading into the third, fourth week of January, and by now anybody who had a lose weight goal or resolution has either crashed and burned because they didn't have a program, or they didn't have accountability, or they didn't have either, or they've plateaued and they don't know what to do. So instead of just keeping, depriving themselves, they're gonna say, what the heck, man? I'm just gonna go off and do what I'm gonna do. So this is to help either get some people back on track who never started, or those keep moving forward so that all their hard work and effort isn't for nothing. And I always say, knowledge is power is a big quote that's out there, but it's only partially true, because we all know how to lose weight, we all know how to make money, we know how to have great relationships, but how many people are taking that knowledge and really applying it? So knowledge applied is power, and we want to give you some great knowledge tonight and that you can apply so that you can really shift into a nice fat burning, consistent fat burning. Okay, so what we're going to talk about tonight are the 19 ways to bust a plateau. And then next we're going to focus on, just put a quick focus on what is our focus when we're out with people. Is it the food or is it the fellowship? And we'll talk a little bit about that. And then what to do when you go on a vacation or a business trip, or with Valentine's coming up. There's always a reason to overeat and eat poorly. And then finally, we're going to have a couple quick questions that the four of us talked about last night that would be really applicable to a lot of our coaches' clients and to our own clients. So the 19 ways to bust a plateau. I'm going to bring up the sheet that I have, and you're going to see exactly how I do this with a client. So do you see it? I'm trying to hide half of it. Do you see where it says 19 reasons for plateau?
Yes.
Okay, and then is it all black around it?
No.
What do you see?
We see, all your table. It says the formatting, it has insert table, blah, blah, blah. But we only see up to lean and green and the number 6.
Okay. All righty. So Jesse, what was that?
Codes or whatever. Just your banking codes, and it looks like your passwords.
My Visa. So Jesse's my client. She's a client I've had and this is all a scenario. She's a client I've had for 2.5 months. She's lost a little over 30 pounds, and she's plateaued for 2.5 weeks, which is a scenario that a lot of people will come across. So I'm gonna have a quick chat with Jesse, and you guys get to eavesdrop in on this conversation. So hey Jesse, how's it going?
Fabulous. How are you?
Good. I'm really excited about your healthy journey and super proud of you for losing 30 pounds so far. And you're about another 25 to your goal. How's it feeling and how's it going?
It's going pretty good, but I seem to be a little bit stuck. I don't seem to be moving at all. I'm just kind of at a standstill right now. So I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong.
Okay. And you're doing the program like just exactly how you think it's supposed to be done?
Well, kind of. In the evenings, I'm not really hungry. I believe like this program works so well that...
You know what? We're going to get to that in a second. But so that's a good thing for me to know. But other than that, you're not eating cookies and cake and soda and margaritas?
Nope.
Okay, good. So you're doing just the 5 and 1 and your leans and greens?
Yes.
Water? Okay, good. So I'm going to go through about 19 questions with you, and sometimes it's just the smallest thing that gets us stuck on the scale. And mind you, sometimes the scale may stay the same, but you're burning inches. So if that number stays the same, but your clothes are feeling lighter, that just means that the body's still burning fat. Maybe there's more moisture in your muscles, which is a good thing. But if your clothes aren't getting light, looser, and the scale isn't moving, then we want to kick that back into fat burning. So let's start with the first one. Do you have breakfast within an hour of getting up every morning?
Yes.
Okay, good. And the sooner you start, just so you know, if you start at 30 minutes after you get up, that's even better. And as soon as you eat, you start your metabolism for the day. But good, you're eating within an hour. Do you space your meals 3 hours apart? No more than 3 hours apart.
Yes.
Cool. And are you getting all 4 of your metafast in by dinner time? Breakfast, mid-morning, lunch, afternoon?
Yes.
Good. And remember, it's five meal replacements a day. So are you getting your last meal in at night, a couple hours after dinner?
Well, that one I tend to not be really hungry, so I don't really get that last meal in. Sometimes I just kind of keep working and then I go to bed.
Okay. And you know what? I get that. The good news is our food is very satiating. And so people don't feel hungry, but our bodies need all the calories, all the protein, all the nutrients that every meal gives us. So that last meal, a couple hours after dinner, is really important. I call it the fuel for when your body is sleeping. So when you're sleeping, your body is still burning fat and it's still working. So even if you're not hungry, have that meal. And it's low calorie, low sugar, low fat, low sodium, but it has really good protein and some really good complex carbohydrates. So if it's maybe one of our protein shakes, that might be a better option. So it's nice and light on the system, and you don't feel like you're kind of stuffed before you go to bed. So put that on as the first thing to fix, is make sure you have that last meal at night. Now let's move over to the lean and green. Are you having your lean and green, your protein and your vegetables at the size it should be? Not a lot of protein, not a lot of vegetables, but the set 5 to 7 ounces and 2.5 cups?
Yes, when I do eat that last meal, I do that pretty well.
Okay. And just be mindful at restaurants. I mean, sometimes you'll order a salad with protein, chicken or shrimp, but the salad is huge. So we still have to stick to, 3 cups of veggies, 5 ounces of protein, rather than a humongous chopped salad that is just loaded with calories. So even a salad can be beyond portion control.
What do you recommend for dressing?
A low-fat dressing, anything that's 70 calories or less. Typically, low-fat, low-calorie dressings are all going to be fine for that. So that's a good question. Balsamic, balsamic vinegar and a little bit of olive oil is okay as well. You just got to watch the olive oil.
Is that what I should ask for at restaurants then?
Mm-hmm. Definitely low-fat, low-calorie. And most restaurants have that. Let's see, sometimes people eat their lean and green at about 8 or 9 at night because that's their schedule, and then they go to bed at 10 o'clock. What time do you eat your lean and green?
Well, I kind of vary it. Usually it's at night, and but then sometimes I've been skipping it lately, so I haven't been doing that real well. But when I do, it'll probably be around 7 or 8 o'clock.
Okay, that's okay. Some days if you can switch it up and have it for lunch, that's better. Our metabolism is faster during the day. So if that works, that's a nice little kind of, trick our system to work a little harder. And if you feel like you're kind of slowing down there, just make sure you pick from the leanest of proteins. So chicken, turkey, shrimp, those are leaner than a beef. And then pick from the lowest carbohydrate vegetables. So maybe more of the leafy vegetables, the bell peppers, as opposed to the more robust vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower. And then what about allowed snacks? Are you eating more than maybe more than 1 or 2 sugar-free popsicles a day, or sugar-free Jell-O, or some of the soy crisps? Or are you good on that?
I do about 2 a day. I like the popcorn.
Okay, 2 a day is good.
Yeah.
And then what about condiments? Are you putting any lots of mayonnaise or mustard or ketchup, barbecue sauce?
No, I steer clear of those pretty good.
Okay, good. You're allowed about a teaspoon each of some of those, not all of those. So there are times where you might want to put a little bit of barbecue sauce on your chicken, but just, all those calories add up. So good for you. Let's talk about exercise. Are you doing any high cardio multiple times during the week?
No.
Running, jogging, spin class, kickboxing? Good.
Oh, now I feel bad.
Well, no, you shouldn't be, because if you have high cardio, I would say it's gonna steal the fuel that needs to be burning fat, and it's gonna go towards the exercise. So you're gonna have a flatline your fat burning. So no high cardio. Good for you. Walking is the best.
Okay.
Walking 4 times a week, about 30 minutes a day, and then maybe 15 minutes of strength training. That's the most optimal.
Okay.
And then under exercising, if you're exercising less than 4 days a week, then we always say bump that up to 4 days, and that'll give the metabolism a little boost that will complement you eating healthy. And then on the days you exercise, say you exercise 4 days a week, you're walking 30 minutes a day and 15 minutes of some core and strength training, you might be a little hungrier on those days. So just have another meal replacement. That's fine. They're low calorie, low sugar. They're not going to stop fat burning.
Okay.
Artificial sweeteners. A lot of people think they can just have as much Splenda and Equal and diet soda and these diet vitamin waters. So let's talk about that. How many, if any, are you doing Splendas a day?
I do a lot of Splenda. I like the Splenda. So, depending on how many times, I drink my drinks and stuff, a coffee or whatever, I have like maybe, 11 Splendas a day.
Oh, girl she's a little hummingbird. Sweet, 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 sweet. Okay, so here's the deal. Artificial sweeteners can stall fat burning, and they can actually stimulate hunger. So we're gonna have to reel that way in. 2 Splendas a day max to have the most benefits in your fat burning. So if that's for your coffee or your Crystal Light, or maybe sometimes people like to put a little artificial sweetener on their oatmeal, it has to really be, that's weird that showed up. Somewhere, a little mark. Do you guys see that blue mark?
Yeah.
That's weird. Someone's playing with it. So anyway, you want to make your artificial sweeteners minimal.
I thought Splenda was okay. It's not. It's not sugar.
That's funny. A lot of people think it's better than sugar, but there's a whole, I could talk for 2 hours on how bad it is for a system, but some people like a little bit of it. So I say 2 max per day. And really,
what about the pink one?
Yeah, the pink, the yellow, the blue.
No good?
No. And of course the white, real sugar, none. So good. So between that, we talked about get your last meal in at night. That's going to help kick in your metabolism, and then minimizing those artificial sweeteners. Those are just not good for wanting to get rid of fat. Alrighty. And then the last little miscellaneous items is, are you getting in your at least 64 ounces of water a day?
Yes.
Good. Water is great for hydration, digestion, and metabolism. So good for you. I see your bottle of water there. Cheers. And are you on any medications like cholesterol, thyroid, blood pressure?
No.
Good. Medications many times can slow down the fat burning process. So it is what it is. Some people have to be on them, but good for you that you're not. And then sleep has a whole lot to do with fat burning. So are you getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night?
No.
Well, less than 6, just so you know, the body kind of goes through a full cycle. So if you get less than 6, it can create more cortisol, which hangs on to fat. And unfortunately, it can create more ghrelin. It's the hungry hormone. Get your stomach growling. Can create more ghrelin. So the next day you're more hungry, but you don't know why. And it creates less leptin, which is the I'm full hormone. So you get less sleep, you get more cortisol, hangs on to fat, you get more ghrelin that says I'm hungry, and less leptin that says I'm full. And it's this like little vicious cycle. So sleep is not overrated as much as everybody would like to think it is. It really is part of your healthy habit. And then the question I always ask everybody, because it has so much to do with our health and weight management, weight loss, weight gain, is constipation. Are you constipated?
No.
Good. It's a question I have to ask, because if somebody is, they're carrying around that stuff. That first of all adds weight to the scale. Secondly, it doesn't need to stay in our body longer than 24 hours or 48 hours for some. So if it does happen, you get a little plugged up, then try sugar-free Citracel or Miralax. Both of them help the system get moving because we want everything to be functioning from the second we eat it, digest it, goes through our body, and then we get rid of it so that we can keep on a really healthy cycle. And again, water is really, really important for that. So keep in mind, I put here in blue, a 7-day plateau can be fine. And when we get clients that say, oh, I've plateaued for 3 days, what's happening? Well, 3 days is not a plateau. The body can go up and down, the scale can go up, down, up, down, up, down over a series of, 7 days. But from day 1 to 7, it should, at the end of the 7th day, pretty much come down to another weight, drop a few pounds. When the body releases 20 pounds, in our scenario, you've lost over 30 pounds. The body sometimes will just kind of wait 6 or 7 days because it wants to make sure there's more fat to burn. If it burns all the fat, then we're under fat is not healthy either. So
what do I do in that case?
Yeah, right. I know. Good for us. We got some fat. So
job.
7 days isn't a problem. If it becomes, 10, 14 days, then we want to really look at these things again. So great job, Jessie, for volunteering to be our role play queen.
Thank you.
Did that make sense, Mark, Shane, Susan, about the questions?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it can be a variety of things. Anything from skipping lean and greens, having too much artificial sweeteners, not exercising, over-exercising, I'm forgetting to drink my water, the sleep. All those things over the last 11 years I found have been culprits in the body stalling. So if they don't know to tweak a few of those things to get them in a nice little whoosh, then our clients will quit. And there's no sense in quitting. No need to fear the plateau. Sometimes it's there for a very specific needed purpose. And as long as they know that, then it gives them the confidence to hang in there and then to see it. And when I mentioned to Jessie, sometimes the scale can stay the same, but your clothes are getting looser. That's a good sign. Your body's kind of redistributing itself. It's burning fat. As you do some more exercise, your muscle mass gets a little heavier, which is a good thing. But when someone is 80 pounds overweight and they tell me that they're big boned and there's a lot of muscle underneath there, well, yeah, there is a lot of muscle because it's having to carry an 80-pound backpack every day. But it's not, their muscle does not weigh more than their fat in that scenario. They definitely have way more fat that we want to get off. So,
well, I think it's really important what you said about Splenda because it's, it's deceiving because you think you make it okay because it's not sugar. And also to, be clear about not just adding Splenda to your drinks, but Diet Coke, and things that do actually have Splenda in them that you're not counting towards that number.
Crystal Light, any kind of diet tea, all those things have artificial sweeteners. And there's a time and a place for artificial sweeteners. We use a really high grade one for our foods, but that granted, it's already been built in there. So I had a client who was using 12 Splendas a day. Everything had Splenda. Her oatmeal, her cereal, her shakes, she would add Splenda to our shakes. And, we've trained our society to literally be hummingbirds, just going from sweet to sweet to sweet. And we need the palate to get back to liking food as it is, not enhanced with sugar and salt and sweeteners. So let's talk a little bit. Last night we were talking about when people go to parties, how do they navigate through, buffet tables or maybe dessert tables? They go to a shower, they go to a family gathering, and everyone's gathered around the buffet table, the food. And really, Jessie said a great thing about just being solutions oriented and not food focused. So do you want to just take like a quick couple minutes, Jessie, and talk about that?
Yes. So part of this program that's so amazing is that it really takes the necessary, the need to look at food as an all-day thing. So when you go to an event, immediately you're thinking, okay, what foods are going to be there? What am I going to be challenged with? Or, how am I going to get through this? And so here you are going to this wonderful event and all you're focused on is the food. So what's great about this program is it makes it super easy for you because all you need to do is throw bars or or the snacks, the popcorn or whatever, so that you're fully prepared. So now you can actually just be present at your event and enjoy the people and enjoy the time and get the food out of the way.
Yeah, I love that. And whether it's Christmas or Thanksgiving, Easter, there's a holiday almost every month, and there's definitely birthdays, anniversaries, Mother's Day, Father's Day. There's always, in our country, there's always going to be food. And a lot of, and then there's people who are lonely. Well, food is my friend. And I consistently say, if food is your friend, you need to get out and meet some human beings who will encourage you, nurture you, and have fun. Food is a necessity for life. It's not an animate living thing. So, and at these different events, ask questions. Go up to people and say, how's your year going? What are you passionate about? Or what's something fun that's happened to you this month? Get people talking about themselves rather than just everybody doesn't know what to say, so they just focus on shoving food in their mouth.
And I'd love to add something to that. As you build relationships and go out and make friends, one of the biggest things that, we see all the time is that we've related meeting friends and having friends and enjoying a good time with them to going to eat. It doesn't always have to be that. You can actually, go meet at a park or, take a walk along the beach or whatever. That it doesn't necessarily mean, oh, let's grab, lunch or let's grab dinner. It could be something else. So just kind of take away that association of having to eat when you meet someone new.
Exactly. I kind of have the reputation for my birthdays. We do action stuff. We might grab a quick bite to eat or have a quick little potluck at my friends, but we go hiking. I've taken them to Cowles Mountain. I've taken them go-kart riding out in Alpine. We did a painting party last year. So I'm all for let's do stuff that's centered around an activity rather than just sit around and eat a pile of cookies and cake and then feel super gross. So there's things to do that don't have to always be food-centered. With that, it takes me to the next topic of vacations, business trips, and then Valentine's. So navigating through, what do we do when we go on, I'm going on a cruise, they have food 24 hours. Well, who cares if they have food 24 hours? Your body only needs so many calories to function in a day. And look at the other things that are fun to do on a cruise. I've had a lot of clients who've actually lost weight on a cruise because they were more active. They were eating wisely, they stuck to their 5 and 1, and they were playing shuffleboard, and they were going hiking when they go into the ports. So it doesn't mean just because food is available 24/7, you have to eat it. And that gives them options. I always give my clients 4 options when it comes to vacation. They can, first of all, they can stay on the 5 and 1, and they love that because they just pack their meal replacements and eat a healthy meal a day. And they're continuing to burn fat while they're having fun. So do the full 5 and 1, or do the 4 and 2. Let them, tell them that they can have a lean and green for lunch and dinner, and then just the meal replacements the other times, mid-morning, breakfast, mid-morning, lunch, mid-morning, afternoon, and night. Or they can do a 3 and 3. They're going to go in a plateau, but it's a healthy plateau if they do 3 and 3. So 3 meal replacements a day, 3 meals, that's their third option. Or fourth, if they just want to blow it and go off it, that's their choice. They're going to, if they're willing to sabotage weeks of work just to have the midnight buffet, then that's their choice. I'm hands off. I just give people options and they get to make the conscious choice that they want. Typically, when they've had success and they've kind of trained a new palate, they don't want to eat the free pizza and the free Sunday bar and all the things that taste kind of gross on the tongue and also are going to just pile on the fat.
Well, and also mention, Gina, what it does when you just you think you can just have one cookie or one chip and what that does to the whole, process of this program.
Even if we talked about this, even if they have 3 croutons, so say they're in a really good fat burning and they're like, well, I just want some croutons on my salad. That can kick them out of fat burning for up to 3 days. So now they've worked spent all this time and energy to really have some great success. And then they have a bite of a cookie or a sip of wine or just 2 bites of the warm bread. And all of a sudden they're out of fat burning for 3 days. They have to go through, it's like you're trying to get to your destination. I want to go from here to Orlando, Florida, and I keep taking a 3-day detour. Back on the road, 3 more days. It's going to delay me from getting to the happiest place on earth. So then once they realize what it does, again, it helps people make a conscious choice and choose. Typically, they're going to choose the choice that's the best for their benefit. There's the pain of regret, there's the pain of discipline. And both of them have some struggle, but the pain of discipline sure has a lot better consequences than the pain of regret, right? And then Valentine's. So, you know, I know chocolate is a big theme of Valentine's, but again, get creative. Maybe it's a massage. Maybe, you know, gifting a loved one a massage, a mani-pedi, an overnight in a fun, fancy hotel, and enjoy, you know, the swimming pool, the jacuzzi, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot other things to express love than a box of chocolates. So as we talk to our clients, give them those ideas, and they may have to give those ideas to their spouse so that they're not, their spouse isn't like, what, you don't like the box of chocolates? So you don't want them to feel defeated and, you know, and unappreciated. Any ideas, any other extra tips? I mean, Shane and Susan, you're married. Any creative rated G ideas you have for us?
I haven't really thought about it.
Well, as far
Not
as,
that quick of thinking.
yeah, as far as Valentine's Day and all that, I just
We never
normally,
buy candy for each other.
no, it's always been flowers, you know,
Yeah, we
stuff
don't
like
really-
that.
Cool.
Flowers
Yeah,
aren't good to
yeah.
eat.
Huh?
Flowers aren't very good to eat.
No.
No,
But hey, they're healthy. Some flowers actually you can eat, but some are toxic.
A salad, right?
And sometimes it's just a walk on the beach or a walk in the park or a walk around your block and talk about 3 things you're grateful for, or 3 things you appreciate about that person. Valentine's, there's so much, if you're going to be expressing your love, do it in a beautiful way and not just always chocolates and sugar and fat. So we are up to 30 minutes. So we covered the 19 ways to bust out of a plateau. We talked about food is not your friend. It's just part of a social gathering where you get to dig a little deeper and be with friends on a deeper way. And then the vacation and the Valentine's and the business trip. Oh, business trip. I think, Shane, you sent us a picture of your suitcase and it just had all the meal replacements.
Yeah.
They pack quite nicely. And you save time, you save a bunch of money by not eating the junk at the airport. Plus you feel better, and you didn't kind of blow your whole healthy regime.
right. I used
Oh, go ahead.
an actual extra suitcase for it. So one side was all the shakes and the other side was in Ziplocs and all organized and all ready to go.
Yeah.
That was super
I
cool.
call it my optimal health warrior kit.
I love it. I love it.
I love it. I know. You know, all it does, it takes some pre-planning before going to a wedding or before going on a vacation, before a business trip. It just takes some pre-planning and you visualize, wow, I'm going to stay on track because I'm going to be doing this other stuff, whether it's fun or business. It's not brain surgery at all.
Hey, Gina.
Yep.
One of my favorite tips before going into a party or, you know, Halloween or Christmas or Valentine's Day is before I walk in the door in the car or whatever, I'll eat a bar, drink, one of these with an infuser, and I'm good for the whole time. So if I'm full, I don't cheat.
Exactly. When we're hungry, we'll eat some pretty gnarly, nasty stuff. But when we're full,
Yeah.
that leptin tells the brain I'm full. It's not looking for any more food or calories. Leptin is very satiating. And then you do get to focus on the people and the fun.
Yeah.
So pop quiz, when we come across clients or even prospective clients and they go, well, do I have to go without my wine? Do I have to go without my grandma's warm bread, my lasagna, my peanut butter and jelly? What is the response that we share with them?
Yes.
Remember that one phrase?
Yes. Take a vacation. Are you willing to take a vacation from the things that got you fat?
Well, here's the thing. And this is a mantra. This is so freeing because it puts the onus on the other person. It depends on what you want to accomplish.
See your face.
What?
I just wanted to see your face.
I've been immune to it now. So, do I have to go without my wine? Well, it depends on what you want to accomplish. Do I have to go without my triple deck frappuccino with whipped cream? Well, it just depends on what you want to accomplish. So that way, we're not telling them no ever. I never tell anybody no. I just say it depends on what you want to accomplish. If you want to burn fat aggressively and get to your goal quicker, then that's going to go on vacation. If you want to kind of take the crazy zigzag road to your goals, have it, but you're going to get pretty frustrated and discouraged. So what is it? Do I have to go without my wine? What is it?
It all
Depends on what you want to accomplish.
Yay! Depends on what you want to
Sounds
accomplish.
like Brady Bunch right there.
What do you say?
Yeah.
It was like Brady Bunch because we were all talking different things.
I just told Shane it depends if you want to stay fat.
Wait, Mark's screen froze. That's probably a good thing.
Here's the story.
So good. So that's it. I want to make sure
I was just saying, I just told Shane, I said it depends if you want to stay fat.
Well, yeah, Mark can get away with a whole lot more than Susan, Jesse, and myself. So, oh wait, and we also have Damaris. Welcome. I saw you pop in halfway through. So welcome. So does that make sense, Damaris? Since you're you're a new one into this group, did that make sense to you?
I got a glimpse here and there. I just got done training boxing, so I was driving and listening at the same time. But I like the end part about telling people, if they want to leave their wine or whatever, it depends on what they want to accomplish. I think that's great. I'm going to use that.
Yay! She's a quick learner.
Gina,
Just
mention
say
again
no, like, well, depends on you.
mixing the
doing my
working
thing.
out. Sorry.
Oh, what was that, Jesse?
I was just going to say to touch again on the working out while on this program.
Oh yeah, just moderate cardio, no huffing and puffing. So that's why I always say walking, it's the gentlest on the joints and it doesn't conflict with fat burning, it actually complements. So if people think they're going to help the program by spin class and running and, jogging 10 miles a day, they're sucking all that energy that could go to fat burning to exercise. So we want to have fat burning moving steady and exercise steady. So no high cardio, just moderate cardio for now. And then when you get to your goal weight, you're like Mark, you can go crazy with getting all fit and cut and buff and all that.
It's so funny.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you. It's always I think I forgot to introduce myself.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you very much.
So I'm Gina, Certified Health Coach, Global Director, and saying good night. Thanks, you guys.
Adios.
Good night.